Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nashlie, and today's video we are going over something that I've been working on for the longest time now. I have gone thrifting for these items. I've sat down and I've painted a couple things for them, and I'm sure that by the title of the video you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's this right here. I am so in love with the way it turned out. I think it looks great. It added so much character to our space. And so if you're interested in how I made this beautiful gallery wall and painted and made some of the art inside of it, then please keep on watching.
This is one of my favorite frames that I thrifted, and it was only $4. So I'm removing the pictures and the backing so that I can spray paint it, and I'm using this metallic gold. I'll detail it down below. But while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and work on the gallery wall by placing tape on the wall where I think I want some of the frames, and then just measuring where the little nail will go and nailing it in the wall with my hammer, and then just hanging up the frame. It's super simple. Most of these art pieces I created myself, like this acrylic pouring piece I made with one of my friends when we went to an acrylic pouring class, and it was so much fun. A few of these were gifted to us as well, but I love to look at them just so that I remember the special times or special people in our lives. As you can see, I'm just hanging up the frames. Some of them don't even have any art in them. I just really want to see what it's going to look like, and it'll give me more ideas as to what I want to create. Headed into project number 1, I am using a dark green oil paint, and I'm just using this on a watercoloring pad because I didn't have anything else, but it still worked. So really what I'm doing is I'm just creating a circle with this dark green paint, and I'm going to be filling it in. And the idea behind this is that I kind of wanted just a bunch of circles put together of different colors, so you'll see what this is going to end up looking like. Now I'm just adding a dark yellow circle right next to the dark green, and I'm choosing these colors because I was inspired by the acrylic pouring class that I participated in. My piece had different shades of green, different shades of yellow, brown, and gold, and so that's the idea behind the color scheme here. This color is Warm Buff by Apple Barrel, and this is an acrylic paint, and it painted on so much nicer and opaque compared to the oil paint. Same with the black. This is Jet Black by Apple Barrel, and it is just so opaque and rich, and I'm just loving it. So if I had any recommendations for anybody wanting to do this, is to use acrylic paint rather than the oil paint, because the colors came out so much more vibrant. Once the colors were dry, I sketched a plant over them, and now I am outlining it with a black marker, which is also linked down below. And this is my favorite marker because it has 2 tips. It's got a thicker one and a thinner one, and I just love the versatility of it. I left the inside blank on purpose because I wanted to go over it with my gold chalk marker. It's just to give it a contrast there in the middle because the colors were dark and I thought it looked so cool. So I'm happy I did it. for DIY number 2, I am just sketching out a face, trying to replicate that line art, very simplistic look. And I was using a picture for reference, but I am also just freehanding this art piece. A fact about me is that I totally feel like I cannot draw to save my life. But I will say that as long as there's a picture for me to reference, I can kind of replicate it to the best of my abilities. And so I think this came out not identical to the one that I was referencing to, but pretty close. Now I'm taking my black marker and I'm just making those lines pop out even more. And as you'll notice here, I totally didn't go by what I had originally drawn, and I ended up liking better what I made the second time around. So all I did here was erase the pencil markings and come in with a fine tip pen and create those little markings on the leaves, and not on all of them because I didn't want to overwhelm the piece. I wanted to keep it pretty simple. Now I'm going with my super tip Crayola markers that I've had for many years, and I'm just going in with a few shades of green and coloring in the leaves. Moving on to project number 3, I am outlining the mat from another frame that I will be putting this art in, and I'm just cutting it to size. I decided to go with watercolor for this next art project because you can never go wrong with watercolors. It always turns out so beautiful. And so what I'm doing is I'm just laying a thin strip of water on this paper. It's a watercolor paper. And then I'm putting a little bit of water onto the color and then just placing it right where that little strip of water is. I find that with this technique, you have better control of the color because the color will only go to where the water is and it won't go past it unless you add more water. If you're looking for better control of your watercolors, try this technique out. Now you see that I'm just taking water and I'm applying it right to all of the colors, and what I'm looking for by doing this is just blending all of the colors together. Now I'm taking my black marker again and I'm just creating little lines and dots and shapes just because I wanted this to be a very abstract piece. And if I'm being honest with you, that's probably the most perfect circle I have ever done in my life. And last but not least, we have our last DIY, and I'm utilizing some yarn for this one and some E6000 fabric glue, and I'm just gluing down these little strands of yarn and creating what I like to call a mountain. I hope that it looks like that. If not, it's just some more squiggles and creating an abstract piece, but the intention behind it was to look like mountains. And my fingers were getting sticky with the glue, so it helped to use this spatula that is used for paint, and it helped me spread out the glue evenly and also tuck in the ends of the yarn inside of the frame much easier. Now I'm taking the yellow yarn and I am creating a sun by just dabbing some glue and making the yarn spiral. I felt like the sun needed a little bit more, so I cut out little strands to act as the rays of the sun, and I love the way this looks. I also ended up adding another mountain, kind of overlapping the first one just for more interest. And here is the final gallery wall.
Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun creating it. And of course, if you guys like this video, remember to like it, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell notification so that you are notified every time I post a new video. Okay, we'll see you in the next